homeless people that tonight and throughout the week are actually receiving shelters from the churches and the synagogues as a result of that work and the work of the churches. And she's always been very open about the program, and she's actually come out to our demonstrations over the years. She's getting very old, and it's a lot harder for her to travel, and she wanted to be here. But she did give us a statement, a very short statement about what she wanted to say about the situation. And this is a statement of support to the people who are here tonight. God's people in Toronto are suffering. Lack of shelter, hunger, and not having not proper housing, and not having proper housing. I would like to express my desire that there needs to be proper shelter and housing for all at Metro Halll, and that Metro Halll should be open. This is coming from Sister Susan from the Out of Cold program. Just so you know, in terms of the whole debate around are there enough beds, not enough beds, historically the Out of the Cold program is shut down after Easter. This year, it's very soon. It's coming in March. The end of March is Easter, and many or most of the Out of the Cold programs will be shut down. We're talking about 115 beds on an average every night. They vary from night to night. Sometimes they go from 50, sometimes they go to 150 to 200, but on average 115 beds a night. Those people, when the shelters are shut down, will have to try and re-enter the system. And we're talking about the system right now that we're here talking about, the fact that people can't access that system. And even if you were to take the city at their word, which I don't, that there were 100 beds last night, we're talking about 115 people right now. Where are they going to go? We're talking about, way over 100% in terms of. So it's really, really important that people understand that the situation for those people tonight, as we sit here at 9:30 at night, that people are crowded into Seton House, almost 500-600 men, Maxwell Megan, 260 to 400 men, depending which program you have, the Gateway, the Good Shepherd, Hayward House, Caledonia, the Hope Shelter, all the women's shelters,
Scott Mission.
Women's Red, the Scott Mission, about 40 to 60 men on mats at Scott Mission, that these shelters are packed every night. Every night, people, men and women, are forced to try and live. And then in the morning, they have to go on with their lives. One of the things they shouldn't have to do is they shouldn't have to worry about where they sleep that night. So when they wake up in the morning, they should know that they have a bed and they have food. That should be guaranteed. Right now, that is not the situation. Hundreds of people are waking up in the morning not knowing where they're going to sleep. And we're saying that's not okay, and that's why we're here. And the city could deal with that immediately by opening up Metro Halll, which historically in the summer of 1999, there were, for 3 weeks, John Yacht, there were 150 men and women in this place, right where we stand right now, that were offered shelter. And the reason they had to do that is because they were in a crisis. They didn't have enough beds. They had to do this. The way they resolved this is that when they shut down Metro Halll, then they opened up Fort York Armories for 6 months. The Army had to intervene, right? The first time the Army intervened in this city around homelessness was when those 3 men froze to death in 1996. After Irwin Anderson died, 2 days later, the Moss Park Armories was open for several weeks. Hundreds of people marched into the armories to get shelter. That's very important to know. And now we have a mayor and bureaucrats who are willing to let people suffer and die on these streets. And tonight we're saying no.
That's right.
We won't watch that happen. I've watched people die on these streets. There are other people in this room who have watched friends die on the streets. People who have found their friends dead beside them. I know people like that. I've seen people like that. And that's tough stuff. There are stories of people coming to us. When a man I knew very well woke up at 5 in the morning, someone died beside him at Council Fire. And for all those of you who ever used Council Fire, I don't know if how many people who know Council Fire, 120 people on the floor, just no bigger than this. 1 washroom for men that has a toilet and 2 urinals, no showers, mats on the floor, and that went on for years. We're saying enough is enough. everybody else who's able to go home and has a bed. And if you do have a bed, I think you should come to these protests too, because you are also very vulnerable. Because if your housing is compromised, if your income is compromised, whether it's welfare, ODSP, or unemployment insurance, you're in danger of winding up in the shelter system. And it will hurt you. And it has hurt people. It has hurt them physically. It has hurt them mentally. It will hurt you. And we're saying people deserve better. So it's really important.